The story in the Bible is not telling us why exactly he didn't want to do this mission. But in the oral Bible that we have, that we got along the years, we are getting few answers. Now, answer number one is that this Jonah, we already know him from other places in the Bible, and he managed to do a same prophecy to few towns in Israel, a lot of towns in the Israel states, in the old Israel states, where he went there from place to place, and he got prophecy from God to tell them that if they won't do repentance, if they won't go withdraw back from their bad behavior, God will destroy the Israel state. And he went from place to place, and he knew how to speak, and people did repentance, people did this chazara b'tshuva, and God told him, and through him told them, that he won't destroy the Israel state. And people told him, so you're a liar. It's not true. Everything was a bluff. And he did the same thing when God asked him to do the same thing to other place, to Nineveh. He said to him, I know you, God. I will speak. You told me how to speak. I will speak correctly. People will do chazara b'tshuva. People will withdraw back from their bad things. And you also will accept their chazara b'tshuva. And they will say that I'm a liar. Now, it's hard to say that the only reason, that Jonah didn't want to do this issue was because he didn't want that people will call him a liar. But if we understand that he is a representative of God in the earth, when people are saying to him that he is a liar, basically people are saying that God is not a real God. Because if the real issue is that they did bad things, and what they need to do, or what God needs to do, is to wipe off this city, so this is what he needs to do. Let them do chazara b'tshuva, but from the other side, let's move this city from this world. And this is basically the first level of answer why Jonah didn't want to go to Nineveh. He didn't want that the words of God will be from a true words to a lie words. There's another reason that our prophets are saying to us. The second reason is Jonah was very happy all of his life to manage to bring the Hebrew nation to behave correctly, to leave the bad things, bad behavior, and to behave correctly, to do this chazara b'tshuva, repentance. But what Jonah didn't want that will happen, that he will go to the other nations, not the Hebrew nations, and they will also do chazara b'tshuva, repentance. And then God will tell him, go back to Israel nation and tell them if they can do it, you can also do it. And he ran away, not because of his small interest that they won't say that he is a liar or God's words are a lie in this environment of this world. But he didn't want that the Hebrew nation, his own nation, will suffer because the Gentiles, other people, are behaving correctly. Therefore, he didn't want to go there. This is the second answer. Another deep answer that our sages are giving us in the Oral Testament is something much more deeper, and they're connecting it to his father. What we said, Eliyahu was his father because he brought him back to be alive after he died. And it's also connected to Moses and how he sees things and demanding from God all sorts of things. And it starts from Moses, and it's connected or related to all of the prophets from the beginning till the end, and it's something that inherits in the Hebrew nation, and we're still with this till today. Moses basically demanded it from the beginning of his, from the first crisis that he had with God. When he got the 10 commandments and he went down from the mountain, from Sinai mountain, and he saw the Hebrew nation worshipping to this golden crown. And God told him, I want to kill all of the Hebrew nation. And Moses told him, no. And he prayed and davened, did everything that God won't kill the Hebrew nation. And one of the most important points that Moses asked there, tell me, God, how exactly are you working in this world? When are you giving mercy? When are you much more demanding? What are the times that you're doing things in justice, even though people are losing their life? How exactly are you working in this world? Now, the reason why Moses asked this, and after him almost most of the prophets asked those questions, is because Moses told God, the way that you are behaving, I will behave with the Hebrew nation, and each one and one of us will behave. Therefore, we will manage to be very close to you. The behavior issue of us, how are we behaving here, is something that can bring us much closer to God. Two people that love one each other, husband and wife, usually want to behave in a perfect way one to each other. No one wants to insult one to the other one. Both of them want to be in the same, I will say, mood, in the same will. And we also want to be close to God. And the way of being close to God is to learn how to behave like God. And this is one of the demands that He has from us. And this is what we are doing. And this is something that the prophets all the time wanted to learn from God, exactly how to behave correctly. And this is something that also Jonah asked from God. You asking me, God, to go to a far, far place, a city of a very far place for me, and to ask them to behave differently. And you will get their tshuva, you will get their behavior. And I want to understand exactly how this thing is working. It's not a normal way for me to do this thing. Therefore, he had, I will say, a hard time to fulfill this mission, because he didn't understand why God's ambitions is for this far country, that Jonah will drive so far, will work so far away to organize this world. And it's connected also, related also to those two other things that we spoke before. Now, the issue of how God exactly is working in this world, this is how he's concluding this story, but it's much more deeper issue of how exactly we need to behave with the issue of mercy from one side, justice from the other side, to know when exactly we need to have the fight against the evil, not to accept the evil and do a lot of all sorts of but from the other side to accept this evil. This is a very complicated issue that we can't finish in this video. We will manage to do this in other videos and with our series of videos that we're doing in the Bible path of learning and teaching the Bible, how exactly God is behaving in this world, and we can imitate Him, and we can learn to behave the same way and be close to Him. So have a great time in this coming week, and a great year for those who are beginning this year now, and see you in our next lecture. Bye.